Well, for me, from
Maybe.
a real world example, it's sitting with your date and in 60 seconds, and she orders the guac that's made right in front of you, and she just proceeds to eat it like if it's ice cream. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my name is so and so," and she's like, "Oh, okay, my name is so and so. Nice to meet you." And he goes, "I know." And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "I follow you." And she's like, "Oh, you mean like on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat?" He goes, "No, I don't have social media."
How to ruin a date in 4 words. I already told this one to Man Man. Do you do anal? And I think, as love languages go, that's a great question to ask.
There exists a subgroup, the nice guy. A dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone. Joe, Jason, and Manny are the last of the nice guys.
Hey guys. Oh, I'm really off camera here. Let me
Yeah,
center
really off
myself.
camera, really off
Let
camera.
me center myself. I'm sorry. I'm trying
That's
to be
right.
centered with everything
Hey,
because that's what we're about, is being centered
being centered
about
and being
everything.
saved.
Yeah, because I like
Can I get an
Jesus.
amen?
Amen, brother.
Oh
Amen.
yeah,
Ooh.
yo.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
So
Idiots, we're idiots.
we're a bunch of idiots. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another wonderful episode brought to you by me and that guy. Right? I
I have
keep
no
doing
idea
this.
where I am. I have no idea where I am. So you're probably pointing into the void.
Me and this other guy, my good friend, my buddy, my pal, my brother that was in my mother. I mean, another mother. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was in his mother's womb with him. But yeah.
we
Hi,
shared
hi, Mama Mano.
domiciles. We shared a domicile together, or something. So we are a couple of guys,
Oh
and we're
boy,
gonna talk
you
about.
burying the lead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff here, and it's actually pretty funny, comical. We're gonna title this episode "How to Ruin a Date in 60 Seconds." Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
that's gonna
that's
be
what we're doing.
our latest Last and Nice Guys podcast special as we wait and delay the 100th episode. Believe it or not,
Continue.
believe it or not, and here's the funny thing. I had Joe here in Florida, okay? The exact same time when this man decided to go to Bahamas, and so that's the reason why we didn't record it. So we just couldn't.
Don't blame me for nothing,
I'm
okay?
not
This
no.
this was already planned,
So
okay? Like,
so so is this. But so yeah,
but it was
we
already
just
planned
missed
last
it.
minute.
We
I had
just
already
missed it.
said
Yeah.
my trip, what my trip was
Mama said,
booked.
mama said, mama said,
Mama said my
mama
trip
said,
was booked
mama said.
already when he decided to be like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be in Florida, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah."
believe it or not, he was down, and unfortunately, due to some stuff, like last time, Joe and I did not get on camera to do like 3 episodes.
Scheduling conflict. See what happened was, like, his people didn't talk to my people, so
Yeah.
we missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
we
it's
just
oddly enough, his people and Joe's people are is me. So, but anyway, it didn't happen to work out, and we didn't even have any time to actually record for just me and him, like another 3 part special. But he was down here. He does say hi, guys, and he's still committed to coming to the 100th episode whenever we do it. So hopefully we're aiming for July, and we'll get it there. And then once that, be back to numbered episodes and no more of these quick shorts. What I'm hoping is that we're gonna get a good string of Dr. Manny episodes from here on out until we get there. So we stop cheating this whole 100th episode thing. But it will be happening. It will be the three of us and possibly four of us. So we might have a new guest, my brother, just to mix it up. and we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I can actually get that whole battle of the sexist thing that never ended up happening. We can get that
Yeah,
going for the 100th episode. Maybe we'll see. Anywho,
just trying.
this is Manny's episode, so take it away, Manny.
So this is another post I stole from Mama Man Man. Hey mom, love you.
Yeah, we shared the room.
Um,
Thank you. Your room was warm and lovely.
it was enough because my head's huge. Anyways, I'm trying to look for the original post day that she posted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, she posted something that I thought would be very comical for us to discuss and laugh about.
I'm already
Um,
laughing.
it says, I've got it actually here on the screen.
Got it right here.
Says you have 60 seconds to ruin a first date. What do you say? I commented on it, which is what I'm trying to pull up right now.
Mm-hmm.
The
Pull it,
rest of
yeah,
the comments to see
yeah.
who
Pull it
else
out. Pull it
commented on
out.
it. But my comment was, I follow you, but I don't have social media.
That's great. That is great. That is absolutely great.
And man, as I'm trying to find
Hmm.
this,
Mind you, he knew we were doing this episode and still not
I was
prepared.
actually trying to find it before, but my mom, like I said last time we did something that I stole from her, she posts a lot of stuff. So
Oh,
it's
oh,
it's very difficult
it's very
to
difficult, very
go
hard.
through this. Maybe I should just go through her
Well, for
pictures.
me, from
Maybe that.
a real world example, it's sitting with your date and in 60 seconds, and she orders the guac that's made right in front of you, and she just proceeds to eat it like if it's ice cream. Yeah, that is a real world that happened to me on a real date.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and I was completely thrown off. It was, and back then, I actually didn't like avocado and guacamole. So that was even worse. I would still think that's kind of weird, but now I actually like guac. So it actually happened. It was at the Chili's. When Chili's, I don't know if they still do it. Have you been to Chili's lately? Do they still make the fresh guac in front of you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they made it. It was great. Came in, they sprinkled it. It was great. And she no joke, took the spoon and started eating it. We had no chips. We had nothing with it. She
Wow.
just started eating it. And I looked at her and said, is it good? She goes, mm-hmm. I was like, oh, boy, oh boy. So and lo and behold, I never saw her again. Say it like that. So there you go. There's 60 seconds in a real world example. You guys know, you guys miss my old dating stories, huh? You guys suck. It's been sucky since I've quit dating the last 3 years.
Thank God. I mean, you were such a different person then.
Yes,
I
it
kind of
was.
hated you and you hated me, and
Yeah.
we were still trying to be a happy family.
Oh, look at you rhyming. Did you find it yet, or am I still vamping?
I can't find it, but I'm
No.
still gonna look as I or you start reading off some stuff.
All right, well, so while we were discussing looking for the background, there's this thing called ruin a date in 4 words. And so I have four examples. So the first example is ruin a date in 4 words. It says Magnus did nothing wrong. And now when I think Magnus, I think that's who's Magnus? Is that from because it wasn't Magnus the name of Magneto? And he was kind of like all about genocide and stuff. Who's Magnus?
I don't know who Magnus is.
Let me Google that. Since
That's
that's
a
what we do now.
perp
Magnus
that's a very
did
perplexing
nothing
one.
wrong.
Very perplexing one right there.
Right, exactly, nothing wrong. Who's Magnus? Where
Who
did
is
Magnus did
Magnus?
nothing wrong mean come from? There we go. There we go. I'm on Reddit now. The idea that Magnus really had the best intentions in stopping the heresy, which what led to his downfall. Unlike the other people at the time, Magnus had no outstanding vendettas against the Emperor, which meant that trying to warn the Emperor and irrevocably fucking up humanity's future, he was doing it all to the best. Who's Magnus? What are we talking about? The
I have no
space
idea.
wolves coming to come to fuck his day and forcing him to turn. Okay, obviously the flaw in the argument. I don't know who Magnus is. All true. Even as the werewolves came, he tried his best so that who's Magnus? All right, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not even gonna go further into that. If you know who Magnus is and what this meme is about, please email us at lastoftheniceguys at yahoo.com or dear Dr. Manny at yahoo.com. By all means. I just wanted to see if says we have that exists.
I know. I got it now.
Like,
I'm
I
in
didn't even
control
know.
of it. I got
Was that really a thing? The next one was
it.
how to ruin a date in 4 words. Know anything about rashes? That was a good one.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed that one. I definitely enjoyed that one. Um, and the next one is ruin a date in 4 words. Ever seen a micro penis? Yep.
Hmm,
Good
hmm.
times. Good times. And that's the one with these people behind us. Actually, I think that's the one I have there. I have two more. I have two more. How to ruin a date in 4 words. I already told this one to Man Man. Do you do anal? And I think as love languages go, that's a great question to ask. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you want to ask that question? You know what I'm saying? I think that's amazing. So Magnus, rashes, anal. Yep, that's all four that I found so far. Did you find what we need to find so we can get
I
further into
did.
this?
I did find it. Yes, I did.
Oh, you are welcome.
So, yeah, you did good. So of course my comment is I follow you dot dot dot, but I don't have social media. Um, the next one after that was I got crabs.
I want to stop you right there. I followed you dot dot dot, but I don't have social media. There was a video I posted in our last of the Nice Guys chat. We should do a Discord for people to Discord and watch the memes that we put. You know what I think about that? But anyway, remember I put it there and it said it was called sexual harassment, and it basically was the exact same scenario played in two ways: one with an unattractive guy and one with an attractive guy who, and basically it was, would you like to go out on a date? She said absolutely not. She called HR on him. The other guy, same thing. What's up, sweet tits? You want to go out on a date? She goes, "Oh my God, yes!" And then I think grabs her boob and walks away, and that's acceptable. So the one you just discussed, the whole "I follow you," but not on social media. If it was if it was a handsome guy, they'd probably be all about it. If it was a not so attractive guy or a mid guy, then that would be something to ruin a date, guaranteed, guaranteed.
Well, it the only where I got it from was I watched a video, and it's one of those you have the host and he talks to the girl and the
Mm.
girl has like four men or several men to choose from or whatever, and the host goes to the first guy or the second guy or whatever, and he goes, hey, what's your name? And he's like, oh, my name is so and so, and she's like, oh, okay, my name is so and so, nice to meet you. And he goes, I know. And she goes, what? And he goes, I follow you. And she's like, oh, you mean like on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat? He goes, no, I don't have social media.
And how did she
And
react?
and she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, did I meet you out in public somewhere or whatever? Maybe the gym. I frequent there a lot." He goes, "Yes, I followed you."
Yeah, she
And
didn't get
then
it. She's an
and
idiot.
then and then the producer or one of the producers comes out full mic'd and everything, comes and grabs the guy. He's like, "All right, let's go. Let's go." He goes, "What's wrong?" And I don't understand. I follow her. I follow her a lot. It's just, he
Is
made
that a
it
bit?
weirder and
Is
weirder.
that a bit? Was that a real thing?
I don't know if it was a bit or a real thing, but it was a clip of a video from one of those things, and I just thought it was the funniest crap. So,
Bro, I wish you had that clip. I would have loved to have seen that clip. That's funny as balls.
because the funny thing is, right after I saw that is when I saw this post from my mom, and I was like, "This has got to be an episode because
That is
it's
great.
too
It's
coincidental."
serendipity.
Yep, serendipitous that we did this. I'm pregnant
Oh, oh,
again.
oh, 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 oh.
So the next one after me was I got crabs. The one the one after that was I'm pregnant. Um, the one after that is I'm unemployed.
Well,
Next
I
one,
don't know.
what?
I don't know. It depends. See. I'm gonna comment on that. I'm unemployed, but I'm in school. I'm employed, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm employed, but I'm between jobs. I'm trying to do this. I'm unemployed, but there's a but. There's an asterisk there. Is it I'm unemployed and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm looking for. So it depends. It depends. Being unemployed really isn't a deal breaker, at least not to me, and it really shouldn't be to anybody, depending upon the circumstance. You need to know the context of why they're unemployed.
Yes.
I would say.
Next one is let me tell you about my ex.
I would agree, but I probably why it didn't work out, but I had been in the past on not many, but a few dates where we did reflect on our past relationships, but we reflected them as examples of what we didn't like or what what I'm trying to say? Like we did
Yeah.
reflect on like, okay, well, the reason why this didn't work out is because no communication, and communication is really important to me. So for example, when I told her make daddy a sandwich, she made me a salad, like what I'm saying? Like something like that.
Or it would have been like, you remind me crazy. You got crazy eyes.
Yeah.
You know who else had crazy eyes?
Yes. You know what?
Like I woke up in the morning and crazy eyes was looking at me. I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't do it.
Exactly. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends. If you're like reminiscing or talking about the good time, it depends. But some people say don't ever bring up your ex, but I think it depends on the context.
Depends on the context of the night and where it
very
went. Yeah.
few context though. I don't think it's a good
Because
idea.
there are a lot of women that are curious to know who basically
Yeah.
they're in competition with. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what does his ex look like, or how was his ex?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's more like a moral competition, and they want to know, was their ex better looking than I am, or am
Well,
I better
no,
looking than the
it's true.
ex?
I've had at least on two occasions when I went on dates and the girls initiated. So, how long, when was your last relationship? And then the follow-up question would be, depending on how long it was. Well, I think one conversation I hadn't been in a relationship in years, so it shifted to why have you been in a relationship? And the other one where it was fairly recent, she said, well, do you mind talking about what happened? And I said, oh yeah, this is what happened. So it came up in a conversation by them twice, and other than that, but I think it depends on the context. I still don't think it's the smartest thing to do on a
No,
first date, but if it comes up, if you're
it's
cagey
gotta
about it,
it's gotta come up organically
yes,
and in good context. Like
and in good faith,
definitely, yeah, you definitely can't have a conversation about your ex and just completely trashing her the entire time and be like,
yeah.
this bitch, I hate this bitch, and this bitch. No one wants to hear that. Not
Or
even
anything, or anything. Can
or
you
the other way
imagine? Like,
around.
so how was your Lexus? You know what? I broke up with her because she was crazy. Okay, but the relationship before, yeah, that bitch was crazy too. And the one before that, just crazy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This one time I slapped her around and she called the cops on me. That
that's
bitch.
right.
Whoa, that
I've only
went
ever been
left.
physical. Listen, I've only ever been physical with four of my five exes, so don't worry about it. It's all good.
My doctor told me I need to calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the next one is, can I move in with you? Okay,
In
that's a little,
in a first date,
yeah. Listen, this is
who
all
commented?
comments
Somebody
on.
commented that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exceptional.
Is she hot? I mean,
It's a guy.
is
Next
is he
is,
hot? I mean, it's current year.
let me see.
We're gender fluid now.
Oh, wait, no, it's a woman.
Oh, there we go.
She's an older woman.
Okay, well, I mean, hey, everybody needs love, and maybe she has money and can be my sugar mama.
Okay, I'll send her a message right now. Says my
Dude,
boy messaged me.
by all means, I appreciate you.
Um, got you, bro. I'm always looking out for you and your loneliness.
It's about damn time.
Next one. I forgot my
My
Imodium.
loneliness. Wait, I'm sorry. You said my loneliness. What was that comment again? I didn't hear it.
I forgot my Imodium.
AD?
Yeah.
What's Imodium for again?
Something with the stomach, irritable bowel syndrome, I think. Or
Imodium. AD. Oh, that's an I.
yeah,
Um,
Imodium.
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 It can treat diarrhea.
Yeah. Stomach
It
issues.
also increases the amount of drainage and patience.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is like a blocker.
Yeah.
What does
Next.
Imodium do to you? It is a medication that treats occasional diarrhea. This medication is made out of, I'm not pronouncing that. The solution works by slowing down your overactive bowel. This can decrease the number of bowel movements. So basically, if you go to the can too much, it slows down the amount of times you go to the can. It backs you up on purpose. That's funny.
The opposite of X-Lax.
Or yeah, or Miralax, something like that.
All right. Next one. I've got herpes.
Well, yeah, but is it inflamed at the moment?
Yes. Are you flaring up right now?
Yes. Are you feeling it right now?
Next one. So my mom will be here any minute.
That has happened to me. And I think I've mentioned
Ooh,
this before. I met a girl online years ago, and we're finally going on a date. I think I was 25 and she was 20 or something like that, or maybe 19. I'm not exactly sure because it was close enough to the young 20s where I could see this making sense. But on my way to the date, we're going to the movies. She texted me on the way and she said, "And you'll get to meet my mom." And I said, "Excuse me?" She said, yes, my mom is dropping me off to the date so you get to meet her, and she'll be in the theater with us.
wow.
And
Okay.
I remember asking, "How old are you again?" And but yes, I was already too far gone. I was embarrassed to turn around. And please believe it, it was her and her mom waiting outside of the movie theater. I shook her mom's hand, and me and her walked into the movie theater, and her mom was in the movie theater, somewhere in the back, somewhere. I don't know where. I just didn't. And all I remember is the girl for the entire time the movie was going on, pretty much was just looking at me like this, just looking at me. I had my hands in my lap like this. I didn't look at her. I didn't put my arm around her. I didn't share any popcorn with her. That was it. And when we were done, I said, it was a pleasure to meet you. It was to meet you too. I never spoke to her again. So this actually happened to me. Guys, my dating life is a hell of a thing. It really was.
I guess something similar happened to me. In my early 20s, there was this girl that I was kind of seeing, I guess.
Hmm.
We were a thing. Very short. Uh,
That's what
I
she
was
said.
I was picking not to me. I was picking her up.
He's quick. The guy's quick. He's good. He's really good.
I- that's what she always says. I was on my way to pick her up from work,
Mhm.
and she worked at the same establishment that I worked at,
Okay.
as well as her father. And as I was picking her up, she was telling me on the phone that, oh, my dad is going to be here. He walked me out, and he would like to meet you. Mind you, we weren't like a serious thing.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't even that long. And I was
That's what she
like,
said.
she did not to me. And I was very like kind of confused about the situation. I was like, oh, great, because this guy was a high-ranking individual in the security department.
Uh-huh.
And as I just mentioned, I also worked there, so it was going to be very uncomfortable for me.
But you
So
knew but okay, but you knew, I need some context. You knew her dad worked in the same establishment?
no, I don't think I did at the time.
Okay. Because
So
I don't know. I,
whatever.
I don't see I don't see the Manny I at least know putting himself in that position, dating a chick from the job whose parent is in the job, especially a superior. Not your
No,
superior
I
particularly, but
I
a
I,
superior.
I didn't know at all. And
Okay.
then, I met him. He's a very tall Hispanic man.
Fantastic.
He's in a suit. Um, from the way the suit was cut and made, it looked like he was very, muscular or whatever.
Hmm.
So I
Tailored
got out
suit.
of I got out of my car and was in my very best behavior, shook his hand,
Yep.
opened a
Made
door for her, let her inside the car.
made complete eye contact with him as he did
Yep,
it.
yep. I exchanged a few words with him, and he says, "All right, you guys have a good night." And I believe I said, "Is there a specific time you would like me to bring her home?" He says, "No, you guys go ahead and have a good night."
Oh,
And I said, "Okay."
that's nice. That's a
Right.
nice question. Look at
So
you.
then,
You are
so
a
then,
gentleman.
yeah, used to be. So I got in the car, and I sat down, and I was there for about 5 minutes, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I go, "That was very nerve-wracking."
Yeah.
I was like, "Your father's very intimidating," and she's
Mhm.
like, "I mean, that's part of his job, but you don't have to worry about him." And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that means,
Like,
but
do I?
whatever." So whatever. Went about our night. Never heard about it. Never worried about it afterwards. And then I want to say within that same week or the next week after that, everybody in security started referring me by my first name, which made it very weird for me because now I'm like, great. Now everybody knows. And now I'm being watched everywhere I go now. So this is even worse for me now. This is crazier. And
I need to know how this
uh
ends. I can't wait.
then a few years
He
later,
quit. Let's just say it like
no,
that.
no, no, or not a few years, like a couple years later,
No, not a couple.
I,
Okay. Nope. Oh, what? Okay. No, because you're saying we went on this date. Everybody knows me now, but now a few years later. So you're
so a couple years later, where she disappeared. I guess I don't know. I don't know what happened. She disappeared and then reappeared at my house. Knocked on
but,
the door.
but she
She
worked with
apologized.
you.
She, I think, quit or something. Yeah, she quit and moved
How
back
long?
to
Okay, how
Missouri.
long after the date did this happen? Or this
Months, maybe.
particular?
No, no. So she disappeared. And then I think
But how long after
I
the date? The date you meet the dad, you go on a date, and she disappears. How long after that date? I need context.
that she disappeared
Yeah.
like a couple months.
Okay, so you guys were seeing each other for a couple months then after
Right.
that. Okay.
Yeah. and then she disappeared. I believe she either started working a different shift or I started working a different shift, so we no longer um
And
visually saw each other.
right, and back then there was no cell phone, so I understand. Yeah.
Right. There was cell
Oh.
phones, but she's just being a jackass. But she didn't pick up and text back or anything like that.
Okay.
So I just wrote it off and said, all right, cool, whatever. We enjoyed our company, our
You
time
sent you sent a
together.
memo to the dad saying, "Listen, your daughter
I sent
ghosted
an
me, so
email.
please."
I sent an email to HR, complaining about ghosting.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
It was a thing. I was very heartbroken
Yep.
about it.
CC the
Um,
father. Yep.
CC the father, and I said, "This is your bitch ass daughter." And then she reappeared. She showed up at my house one day,
How long ago?
and
How long after?
another few months or so afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
Then she apologized for having to disappeared.
Just showed up at
That
your house.
Yeah, she just showed up randomly at my house, didn't call, didn't text, nothing.
Fantastic.
And she apologized for having disappeared, that she felt some kind of way, and she didn't know she was able to trust her feelings with me. Some
Oh,
stupid
some
young,
okay, so basically some bullshit.
yeah, some
Okay.
nonsense. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, cool. We're good. Have a great night. Then she started dating somebody else that worked there. They were together for a while, I guess. She quit the job to go work somewhere else. I transferred to the security department and worked for her father.
That's great.
I
That's
think
fucking
that's
great.
maybe how I got the gig or whatever. Him and I never spoke about his daughter
Uh-huh.
or anything of that sort, so
Really?
it never came up.
Never came up.
Mm-mm. So yeah,
But when you walked in, when you greeted him, did you have like a little smirk on your face, like "Good morning, sir"?
not really. I mean, him and I became um really good friends
Okay.
after I started working at department. I actually lived with him for a short time.
Oh, that's what?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he needed a roommate. He had a room to rent out, and I needed somewhere to go, so I moved in with him. And yeah, lived there for like maybe a year or two. And the daughter
Never came over.
never came over. I believe after she was dating the other
Uh-huh.
guy or whatever, she moved, I guess, with her mom in Missouri or something.
Okay.
So she moved out of state. Um, I never saw her after that. Never, never was a thing. It was really weird. Just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Wow.
That was it. I believe I asked him one time how she was doing
Uh-huh.
because I knew, obviously I had my son over. My
Uh-huh.
daughters weren't born at the time. I had my son over, so I was just like, "Oh, how's your daughter?
Yeah, how's your daughter, you know?
Whatever." And he
That
was like,
that
"Oh, she's doing good," and then that was it.
that was the thing. Like what do you ask?
No, it wasn't even that.
Yeah. All
He
right.
was just
Wow. That's see, I'm not the only one that has weird dating stories. You gotta pull teeth for this man to reveal anything.
because the thing is, like, they happened so long ago, I
Mhm.
forget they even
That
happened, and
is true.
then
It is true.
something triggers, and I'm like,
You
"Oh
were
yeah."
married for like a decade and more. So yeah, you're right. So you
Yeah, so my whole adult life I was married.
yeah,
Not
it is
really,
true.
but
That's
that's
true.
just how it feels to me.
I have stories from 3 years ago past. I got plenty of stories. Yeah, you have to go back into like teenage years
Yeah, I gotta
with the
remember
with the rotary phones and everything.
the little fuckboy that I used to be.
Yep. Used to?
Next, I'm not anymore. Um, next one is let's get married.
Didn't we say that one already? No, let's move in
Oh,
together. Same
let's move in
thing.
together. Yeah.
I put yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't understand this one, which is probably why my mom didn't react to it.
Well, I used to joke like that. I used to joke like that. If I saw somebody that was slamming hot and we talked a little bit, I would say as a comment, just a joke, "Will you marry me?" Because they were so hot. That was a joke for me.
Well, no,
But
yeah, as a joke,
I could see
sure,
it.
but as something serious, it's scary. This next one my mom didn't react to, so I didn't understand it either. You think?
You think?
That's all it says. You think?
That just means you think.
Yeah, that's all
Okay.
it says. I don't
I don't know.
understand. I
Me,
don't,
me, me
but
either. That's not hot at all.
um. So the next comment was, stop at Walmart. They got clean bathrooms and I got a shit.
I would like you to cite your source about clean bathrooms at Walmart.
I mean, that's more comical than anything else. And then the last one says, I love you. Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
definitely end the date.
Yeah. That's
Um,
happened to me. That's happened to me too. That happened to me too. Ironically, in a Chili's as well, because Chili's at one point was my go-to place. And I was talking to this girl for a few weeks. This was our second date. We've seen each other a couple of times, but date, much younger. I was probably 21, 22. And I would and she said to me, as we were talking, somewhere along the line, she said, I like you, I think I love you. And I remember putting my utensils down. I crossed my hands like this and I said, um, how? Just like that. And she was flabbergasted. She goes, it's just how I feel. I'm just like, okay, let's replace this. And I gave it to her the whole business. We've only known each other for this long. This is like our technically our first date. Um, I didn't have the verbiage like I would have now. Like I would say, how did I earn that or whatever, whatever. I just basically looked at her and said, how is that possible? She's like, but I love you. You can, this is how I feel. This is what I feel. I'm just like, do you know what love is though? Like, do you know what love is? And the date became a debate, not an argument, because a one-sided debate because she just had a this is how I felt, blah blah blah, and this is me saying logistically, logically, and chronologically it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't think we have that kind of connection. I don't think there's passion like that. We haven't actually been intimate or anything. There's nothing there for you to latch onto besides I guess my younger, handsomer face and maybe I'm funny, I guess. Lo and behold, we spoke for a week or two afterwards, and I told her, look, I don't feel this way, and I think this is too much. And so I kind of just like let it fizzle out. Or she fizzled out because I didn't reject her. I just basically said, listen, I think that's too fast. Let's slow it back and get to know each other and, cool. And she's like, well, blah, 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 you don't feel the same way. And kind of just, I want to say just fizzled out. I didn't reach out. She didn't reach out, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, well, I think that's only one time at least in the US, when I'm talking about traveling abroad, very lovable abroad.
All right, and then this next set of comments that I have comes from uh Autistic Comedy,
Fant
Facebook page.
Fantastic.
Um, and it's I guess the original post on here, which
Hmm.
was made March 26th. Oh, that's not that long ago. First comment, it's actually pretty funny. P. Diddy is just misunderstood.
But people believe that though. That's not even a hot take. There are some people that are like free P Diddy.
Yeah.
I was watching Abba preach and he made a joke saying free Kells. Like that's how funny that was. So so but
Uh,
no, I mean hey, look, the scapegoat. Plus
uh,
I want to get some of that baby oil.
the next one, is Team Edward or Team Jacob. That's a Twilight reference if you didn't
Yes,
know.
I unfortunately know that, and it hurts my heart. That's actually the original example I would use for that whole thing, where Edward, okay, is creepy as shit. Watching her when she sleeps, popping up out of nowhere, but because he's attractive, it's okay. But if it was an
Hmm.
unattractive guy, that'd be the creepiest thing. You can actually re-edit um, I know I saw that somebody did a re-edit and turned his behavior into like a scary movie, and just by that you can be like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did it like it was real scary. Every time she was like, Edward, it was like Edward's, and it was like one of those cue stings and everything, and, they would zoom into his face and how weird, how kind of like all that brooding shit. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Next comment,
Team Jacob, by the way, because that guy,
I'm all about Team Jacob.
that guy was
There's
Moreno, buff. He was good to go.
yeah,
Oop, That's
nothing,
my food cooking. You keep talking. I gotta go turn off that alarm.
nothing irritates me than a sparkly vampire. Um, how am I supposed to keep this going with this man walking away? I'm going to talk so much crap about him. He's going to read all this during his edit. I can't continue going because I need his feedback. What is wrong with this guy? Can you guys put a comment or something in here or email us and say he needs to never step away again? Although I do step away at times, that does suck. But whatever. Not on this episode or this show. I've never done that. Podcast. It's not a show. Whatever. Hi guys, how you doing? I'm a little retarded today. If you didn't know, I am currently in the Bahamas. Oh, this is not working. Oh, I gotta put it right here. I'm in Atlantis. I'm staying in Atlantis right now. Today's my first day here. Never stayed at this resort. It's very nice. Um, too many damn kids. But yeah, I'm having a good time so far. I hurt my back, so not really doing much um
I'm back.
activities.
What I miss?
Okay, I didn't move forward. I just kept talking crap about you. You'll see it in your edit. Um,
But what I don't listen to the podcast after I just drag and drop and trim the fat.
oh, well then you'll listen to it at some point. Um,
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
you're welcome. The next comment is usually me just showing up does that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay.
Poor guy.
He must have a horrible dating life.
Give
That sucks.
him a thumbs up.
Um, Next one. If I was in this situation, I'd probably say yes and be a little disappointed that I'm missing out. So I guess it wouldn't ruin a date for me. Love those crunchy edge fries.
What?
I
What are we
don't
talking
know.
about?
I that's what the comment says. I
I
don't
mean, and
understand
what's a
this.
crunchy edge fries? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't even know why I read it. Some of these people are retarded. I'm sorry, that's politically incorrect. Special. Next one. This one's good. I had a blue chew 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna be down to fuck for hours.
That is that is great. That is great. That is great.
That's awesome.
I had a
Uh,
blue chew.
that's awesome. Next one. Oh, this will
You
definitely
gotta
kill
love the
it.
confidence. You gotta love the confidence.
Who'd you vote for?
Oh, snap. You do not get into politics, religion, your exes, maybe even finances on a first date. I believe that's what they say. You keep it superficial. You want to know colors. You want to know what you like to do for fun. You want to know what kind of, if they drink cocktails.
All the stupid knick-knack stuff.
And I don't do
Uh,
those anymore. When I was dating, I blew past the 21 questions. I got into like, you know, uh, what are you looking for, or or what is, philosophies and world views and stuff. That's what I would get into, especially when it came to, I guess you would call it love languages. I don't call it love languages. It's just more like what is important to you in your relationship. What are the core things for you? Things like that. I just got into it because I would always make sure I had that conversation. Hey, communication, intimacy is very important to me. I would always make sure somehow we would get into those conversations where what is important to you in a relationship, just so we were on the same page.
it could work. It's a good, outstanding conversation.
It is. It could be too much. It could be too much in the beginning, but I'm just like I'm not wasting my time. Let me hear what you have to say now. And if the conversation's too deep or too intense for you for the first date, then I probably am just dating you anyway, which is great. You're saving me some time. But of
Hmm.
course, that was years ago.
Next comment, which is also funny. I'm a huge fan of Andrew Tate.
Before I stopped dating, I wanted to tell women that I subscribed to Kevin Samuels just so they could either be disgusted or look him up and be like, "Oh my God, do I even want to deal with this kind of a guy?" Because I did and I do subscribe to a lot of things that no, actually, I don't think there's anything he said I disagree with, especially when it comes to what he considers a high value man versus what a woman, women's value and sexual market value and um what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't know what you bring to the table, all that kind of stuff. Nothing he said I
Hmm.
think was wrong. I completely agreed. I think I want to say 100%. I don't think I've ever heard a bad take from Kevin Samuels. So it's funny because I would have loved to have been that comfortable just randomly dating for fun and just saying, "Yo, you know who I really admire? Kevin Samuels. Who's Kevin
According
Samuels?"
to Kevin Samuels, you're
According to
wasting my
Kevin
time.
Samuels, according to Kevin Samuels, what is your mother? How has your mother taught you to be a wife? What did she
Hmm.
what did she teach you? Like that would have been a fun conversation. Do you believe you're a wife material? Okay, well, why? Did your mother teach you how to be a wife? Did your mother teach you how to cook and how to clean and how to whatever and how to be an adult, or are you learning this on your own? Do you cook and do you clean? Actually, I did get into those conversations, but they would come organically, where I would find out if a woman cooked at all. And I don't know if I had said this on the podcast, but like the last few women that I dated, none of them cooked. None of them cooked or knew how to cook. And I was like, wow, this is unfortunate. Oh, what about you? Ladies and gentlemen, I know how to cook. You can ask this man, you can ask all my friends, you can ask my homies. They've seen the spreads that I made. They've seen what I can do. I can throw down in the kitchen. So no, it's not a misogynistic kind of thing. That's just called being an adult. I know how to cook. Oh, how do you know how to cook? Well, yeah, I had kids and I learned it that way. But most men, most people, just because they have kids doesn't mean they learn how to cook. They just figure out how to buy things that'll work out for them. I taught myself how to cook, and of course, yes, my mother did help teach me how to cook because I asked her and I reached out to figure it out. So that's why I'm even more judgmental with women who don't know how to cook. Because if I, as a man, found the merits in learning how to cook, you definitely should know how to cook. There's no reason why. So that's what I'm saying. I cook, I clean, I do laundry, I do all that stuff. So there's nothing you can do that I don't already do. So when we ask, are you wife material? Can you be an adult? Can you do the adulting stuff? What are your shortcomings and what do you bring? So it's funny, kind of be funny.
That'd be
But
great.
yeah,
Also, very important conversations, not on a first date, but over time, organically, yes.
I think it is though. Unless you're dating unless you're dating casually or you're dating for fun, that's different. But if you're dating with purpose, and allegedly most women are dating with purpose, then they should welcome these conversations because it shows the man is serious to inquire about who you are fundamentally beyond what's between your legs, what you like to eat, all that superficial crap. I would think they wouldn't welcome these deeper conversations because it shows, I would think, in my opinion, it shows that the man is serious, kind of a thing.
I don't care to have these conversations at all until
Mhm.
the woman has made me a sandwich, said, "Here you go, daddy."
How you
And
gonna
then
know?
we
How
can
you
talk
gonna
about
know whether she
these
can make you a
conversations.
sandwich if she doesn't know how to cook?
Exactly my point. If she can't make daddy a sandwich and then represent me as daddy, we cannot have these in-depth conversations that you were referring to, sir. I refuse.
You know what? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, son.
I ain't mad at you,
I ain't
boo.
mad at you. I ain't
Mm-mm.
mad at you.
This next comment, I
Uh-huh.
don't understand it
Of
at
course.
all.
I'll teach you.
Uh, yeah, sure. Watch. So I couldn't stop crying yesterday, but this time I didn't get kicked out. Moving on. This next one is also
Nonsense.
nonsense. Uh,
Non-denominational.
However, they did post a picture to this, which
Okay.
is funny.
Provides
The picture's
context.
funny. No,
Okay.
the picture's funny. This doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Um, so this person said, I showed this to my girlfriend and she said it was both of us. And in the picture, she's got two things circled, and it says me on top where it says, "Can I have your little crunchy edge fries?"
What is that?
I do not know. And then the first comment on the top of that, basically, it's a screenshot of a comment section of this. And the first comment on there says, "What's your rank on Fortnite?" That is definitely a date kill. What's your rank on Fortnite?
See, I can't even, I'm Googling crunchy edge fries and
I don't even know what
I
this
don't
is.
even see. They just says crispy fries, crispy seasoned fries. I don't, what is this crunchy edge fries
Can
thing?
somebody, if somebody knows, can somebody let me know? Because I really don't know. I mean, if this is like really the crunchy edge fries, like the little
Crispy is classic.
fries that you find inside of French fries, whatever, but
I
I
mean, it
don't get
looks
it.
like the what do they call them? Shoestring fry. They look like that. I guess, crinkle cut, but I don't see what is a crunchy edge fries. What is this meme? God, we're
Uh,
old.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. The next one is I have multiple taxidermy heads. Do you want to see them?
Perfect. Perfect. If you're a hunter, it's okay. Could you imagine? I have one that you really like. Kind of looks like Bambi.
Yeah, and if you're trying to date a PETA enthusiast, you're screwed.
Oh, my
Um,
or a vegan.
yeah. Next one is so here it goes. The whole Pokemon type table with every weakness, effectiveness, resistance, and
Yes.
invulnerabilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you imagine? You want to see my Pokemon cards? Bust out your old binder and this one is a rare and this was an EX and this one is very valuable. You can't touch it. You want to see it? You can't touch it. You want to see it?
I, s-
Want to see
I
it? You can't touch it.
remember an old Vine where it was a young, I want to say maybe a young,
R.I.P. Vine. What a great,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe a young teenage kid or like a kid in his early 20s, and he's in a room with a girl, and the girl goes, can you show me how big it is? And he goes, I never thought you asked. And he pulls out this binder and opens it. And as he opens it, he smacks her with the binder on accident, but she goes flying, and it's just a giant binder of Pokemon cards.
Oh my God, that's
I thought
great.
you'd never ask. Whack! And then
I feel like I've seen that before. Like I'm picturing it in my head. Okay, I think I've seen that before on Vine. I think so.
this was a hilarious one. Next one is I'm looking for a gamer buddy as well as a romantic partner. That seems to be the best first date ender.
I don't think that's a bad thing though. I don't think it's a
Not
bad
really.
thing. I mean, to
Not
say I'm
really. I
looking
mean,
for a gamer partner, someone who play games with me, and with some romance. What's wrong with that?
yeah, I
I mean,
don't see anything
I
wrong with
guess
that.
for women, it depends on what your age are. If you're like in your young 20s, then maybe. But if you're like in your late 30s and 40s, it might be like, what are you still playing video games for? You
Yeah.
know. So possibly, possibly.
This one says anyone who clicks their fingers at the waitstaff.
Yeah, yeah. I've told this story before that I went on a date with a chick and our very first date, and I can't believe she made it be on a first date, but very first date, and she had ordered something. She thought it was something different in her mind's eye, and so when she got it, she's like, "This is not what I ordered." And I was like, "Yeah, this is what you ordered." It's like, "But this is not what X item is." They're like, "Yes, that is what this item is. This is how it's made. This is what you asked for." Like, well, I'm not eating it. I don't want it. She was getting uppity, and the waitress said very clearly, if I take this back, it comes out of my pay because it has to go back as an error, but it wasn't an error. And she's like, well, that's not what I ordered. I'm not eating that. I'm just like, but it is what you ordered. This is how it is made. Well, that's not what I thought it was supposed to be. Okay. How we resolve this is I said, honey, okay, relax. I said, we'll take it to go. No worries. Order something else. She goes, no, I don't think you should pay for the wrong order. I'm like, honey, it's not the wrong order. You just do whatever. Just
You
order
just didn't
something
know what
else.
it was.
Just order something else, and we'll take it to go. Are you sure I'll take it back? I'm like, no, 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 it's fine. Trust me, it's a-okay. Because now I think she was weighing the options, getting it taken off her wages or losing a tip. I think she was weighing because at one point she was like, no, it's fine. I'll take it back. No, 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 it's fine. We'll take it to go. No worries. Don't get me wrong. What she had ordered was disgusting. It didn't taste good at all because it was like some kind of weird tuna bait. I don't know, tuna wrap. I don't know. I don't know what kind of fish. Whatever. Because I know when I tried to eat it the next day, I was like, this is disgusting. This is awful. But it wasn't a waitress' fault. And I looked at her. I'm just like, she's like, no, I don't think so. I said, relax. One, it's not your money. It's cool, but it wasn't her fault. You got to chill out. I had to tell her, you know. But back then, when I knew this was several years ago, back then I was a much more understanding, nonchalant, non-confrontational kind of guy, and I gave several chances. Jason today, well, Jason before he stopped dating would have seen this. He would have said, "Give it to go. Let me have the check right now." Given her a fantastic tip and ended the date right there because I didn't like the way she was behaving, especially when it wasn't, especially when it wasn't her fault. So could you imagine if it was her fault and it was the wrong thing? Oh my God. Yeah, that chick. Woof. And she lasted for a few months. I ended up dating her for a few months, and she's a piece of work. She really was. She
They
was a piece of
usually
work.
are.
Sorry.
God rest their soul.
Yes, yes, R.I.P.
Um, this one I actually used on a date last week. I'm just kidding. I don't go on dates. Um,
No, he just hits it and quit it, y'all.
do I? I don't even do that. Um,
Yeah, liar.
I don't. I'm lonely. Anyways, this next one's pretty funny. Can you guess why I'm on Abilify?
Abilify.
You
Oh,
don't
is that a
know? I got.
medication?
Yes, it is
What is
a
that?
medication that helps treat several kinds of mental health conditions, including schizophrenia, bipolar 1 disorder, autism spectrum disorder, and Tourette syndrome. I had it queued up for you already. See that? Bam!
Well, that escalated quickly.
Can you
Would it?
guess which mental disorder I have today?
That's when I would do. That's when I would check, check. I'd be snapping. I'd be jazz hands. Check it out. Check, check. Spirit hands. Everything. Check it
The
out.
waiter
I'd be
comes
out.
up. You didn't order anything yet. Good. I'm out.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go. Please, just give me a bill for something. I'll give you a tip. Whatever. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Absolutely.
Oh
No way.
God.
They
Uh,
can be great too if they're medicated. I don't want to have any time for that.
the next one, saying anything in Klingon.
It depends. It depends if you're trying to be cute. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, this
What?
next one is even better.
Okay. You're
Did
enjoying this too much.
didn't I see you at a family reunion? Ooh.
Weren't you the one that was in that three-legged race with like, yeah. No, no, I'm not. I'm still into it if you're into it. What do you mean you're not?
We're not technically related.
Well, of course not, you know. Twice removed is still removed, baby. We're all, you know.
Oof, this next one's deep. So, tell me about your childhood trauma.
I wouldn't word it like that, but that'd be an interesting conversation to have. It would be, though. I wouldn't word it like that, though. Definitely not. So, like, tell me your deepest, darkest secret. Okay, what haunts you in the middle of the night?
Do you suffer from night tremors and why?
Okay.
Ooh,
But
this
that,
one's
but I wouldn't be totally if you I can't think of it off the hand, but if you rephrase that, I think that'd be a great conversation. I'm down for these kind of deep stuff. I would tell you.
but it can't start off the date, man. That's just remember, this is in the first 60 seconds of the first
Oh yeah,
date.
you're right. You're right. You're right. It is the first 60. Okay, so I actually I changed all my anything that I was defending before. I keep forgetting it's the first 60 seconds. Or yeah, everything I was defending before, all wrong. All wrong. My bad. Nothing I defended was right. It's all wrong. You never do any of these things. Yes, no, I completely forgot I thought we were still doing the whole four words to ruin a date
Mm-mm.
thing. For first 60 seconds, everything is wrong. Don't do any of that stuff.
No. Next one. Oh God. Pulls canister of ashes from the purse. This is my cat. She's very judgmental. If she doesn't like you, she'll come out and tell you.
Wow. 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 And the sad part is though, is I know this stuff happens in real life.
Yeah, it does.
Or
I can
or
imagine.
or or could you imagine your date bringing a pet to your first date? Especially if it's like in a restaurant or whatever. Um, like that's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. It's
This
funny because
next one.
I think I saw at Publix. I think it was Publix that said you can't bring any pets in here, even if they're emotional support animals. I think I saw that
Yep.
sign. I was
Yep.
like, yes, yes,
Only,
yes.
only, I think it's only registered what do they call
Like
them?
like
Not
service like service
yeah,
animals,
service animals,
like like
registered
like a
service
CNI
animals.
dog or something.
Yeah.
Because it said it. I saw the sign. It said no pets allowed, even emotional support pets or something like that. I was like, yes, you better believe it.
You know the gripe I got when I worked at blah 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 establishment
I
about
love I love blah blah blah. Going there is great at blah blah blah.
yeah, it's great. I had a great time working there for 12, 15 years. Um, I got a lot of gripe about people bringing in their animals.
Yeah,
And I told them, I said, listen, the law is the law. I'm not allowed to do anything, ask anything, say anything,
yeah.
unless the animal is disruptive. There's really nothing more I can do about it. And they threatened to sue us, me, whatever. And I said, again, the law is the law. Your suit would go down to the individual, not the establishment. But there's nothing we can do
Yeah,
about it. The
write your
law is law.
congressman. No, but I think if you don't really have a need for this pet, it's inconsiderate because people have allergies. People
Right.
have people have adverse reaction to it. So then now I'm respecting you and your pet, and then because of you, you cause like my son. Okay, it's not as bad anymore. When he was younger, he had allergy-induced asthma, where and pets was number one, especially dogs. And he would immediately his eyes would sink in. He'd start wheezing, and I'm just like, holy crap, So I would be pissed whenever I saw somebody walking into uh, an amusement park or not an amusement, well, maybe, but like the indoor establishments where we are, and a pet would go by. I'm just like, come on, guys, like, what are we doing? Like, it's ridiculous. It's just inconsiderate. People have allergies, and you know that your pet nine out of 10 times has no business being in a Publix or in a Walmart or in a movie theater
Or on a date,
or in a date.
a first date.
But a real man would pay for the lady's dog sitting bill or whatever. Remember?
No, thanks.
A real man would pay for a dog sitter or a cat sitter or a pet sitter. I'm just saying.
I'm not a real man. This next one is by a woman saying, shit, I can ruin it in 15 seconds. When they ask how many cats I have, I just say yes, trying to end the subject. But then they don't get it, so they continue asking and asking. I then tell them it's more than two. Then they say two is too many. Then I get labeled as a crazy cat lady, and that's just a waste of time, pointless banter because they don't care anymore. Somebody hurt her feelings.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought she said I can ruin it in 15 seconds by saying I have kids. That's what I thought her answer was gonna be. I have kids. So wow, that's unfortunate. Poor girl.
So just me by my mouth. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Hi, this is my mom.
See? See?
Um, I need direct communication and I can do a half hour, maybe an hour, and then I want to go home.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. What? So what star system are you from? Oh, okay.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha
Yeah.
ha. Ha ha.
Oh, this one's bad. Hey, I like your hair. My mom wears it the same way.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and you know what's funny about it though? There apparently there's a fine line between being a mama's boy and respecting your mom. So like, and I don't know really where that line is drawn because some women will say you can. The phrase is, you know how a man treats his woman by how he treats his mother, right? But if
That's what
he's
they
super
say.
devoted to his mother, you'd be probably super devoted to you by that logic. But then that's kind of cringy, kind of in a way. You know what I'm trying to say? So where's the line with that kind of
hmm
thing? Some, you know, and each with each woman is different because I used to send my mom flowers randomly, like almost monthly or bi-monthly back in the day, long time ago, just to her job when she was working, because that's just how I am. And you know, most women thought that was cute, but I could have see some women saying that's weird. Like, why is he doing that? And it was just me being me, you know, showing her appreciation because she was a long distance support system, but she was my only support system, for me having kids, and I wanted to show appreciation. I would just randomly, just because flowers, just send. I used to have a hell of an account with a 100 flowers, but I was just the kind of guy that I was in my early 20s. I really any excuse to show my appreciation. I still believe in showing appreciation now, but back then I would show you appreciation immediately because it just that's what who I am. I believed in thank you is not sometimes thank you is not enough. Most times thank you is not enough. You know, showing that you appreciate somebody. But yeah, I could see how that would be like, ew. Like now I think about it now, I'm just like, yeah, these girls would probably be like, oh my God, like,
Ew, get
you know,
away from
ew,
me.
oh my God. Or
Uh,
or they'd expect times two. You send your mom flowers randomly, you better be sending me chocolates and wining and
yeah,
dining me every
I better be higher than your mom.
correct. So you might be setting a precedent that you cannot exceed and match. So there's a double-edged sword for that. I mean, but yeah, I was back in the day, you know, when I was younger and
I did turn a woman off one time by calling her mommy, but it was on purpose, so it was fine.
how, under what circumstances would it be on purpose for you to call a girl mommy?
She made what do you call it? Like I don't want to say a demand, but she told me to go do something,
Uh-huh.
and I said yes, mommy.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. That's you being a smart ass.
Yeah, it's me being me.
Yep.
This next comment. Sorry, I'm late. I had to dry my feet.
I had to dry my feet?
Yes.
How is that? I mean, I don't think that'd be a deal breaker. That would be a huh? Please tell me more. I would
Yeah,
think that'd be I would
I need
need
a little
more than
more.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Were you running in the rain? Did you
were you running
step
in
in
the
a
rain?
puddle? Did you just get out the shower
Were
and
you
you're
dancing
super
in the
late?
moonlight? Like, what's up?
Did you
So,
shoot Batman's parents?
yeah, did you? Were you doing long walks on the beach without me? Like, what's up? I don't know. I don't think that's a deal breaker. I would think that'd be intriguing to a woman. Be like, what do you
Wait,
mean?
what?
And then you tell the story, and I think and the story, the reason would be the deal breaker, or it could be the one that
Right.
clinches it.
Your explanation would make or break the situation.
Yep.
Next one is, oh, let's find a good free clinic. Why?
What?
Let's find a good free clinic. I don't know why. I am perturbed.
I would like to think it's so we can go get tested together, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But I don't think even that is not. you know. I mean, I think like I would say in the first 6 seconds, you sit down. So when was the last time you were tested? You know, could you imagine the first 60 seconds? What are you trying to say about me? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Keep talking. I gotta stir my food.
This
Don't
guy
talk about me.
again, this guy walks away because he's hungry. You know what, ladies? Jason's hungry. He's lonely and he's hungry and he wants to eat. So for any ladies that want to feed Jason, call this number right now. 954. I'm just kidding. I don't know his number off the top of my head. I barely know my number off the top of my head. I just recently changed it. Um, and it's none of your business if you're gonna ask for it. I'm not gonna give it to you. Nope. Um, this guy, and then
Yeah,
that's what happened at one time with Jason.
and I
But
could absolutely agree. And I did apologize for that. And he still brings it up every
you
single
should
time.
have. You should have.
I will. I
It
will
was
next time.
very
Inappropriate
disheartening.
and
Yeah,
inappropriate and demoralizing, and it was hurtful, and I understand
yeah.
that.
I need to let you know that you demasculated me, and it was very
Yes, and
yeah.
but yeah, but for some reason, I think you did like it though. You did like it a little bit. You're still here,
I'm here because I gave you a second chance,
like a
sir.
bitch. That's right.
Stop being a little
Such
bitch.
a little bitch.
This next one also is a person who got hurt several times.
Damn.
I don't have anything to say at all. All I have to do is show up and they cancel or stand me up.
Oh yeah. See. I don't know if they realize this is supposed to be fun. That
Uh,
sucks. Is that a guy or a girl?
it is a woman.
Yeah. So then, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? You ever stood up anybody?
Mm, considering that I don't go on very many dates,
Okay.
the few that I have gone
Uh-huh.
on, no. But
Yeah.
I've never done the blind date thing.
Okay.
Um, and if I went on a date,
Yeah.
it was a mutually agreed upon situation. So
Well, with some mutually agreed upon situations that will stand somebody up. I've never been stood up before, and no, I have. I think I've been stood up at least once or twice, but I've never done any standing up. I've gone there. What typically happened with me is, and I don't, I know maybe it was me, is I would go on the date. I thought it was a good first date, and then the girl would ghost me afterwards. Just never reply afterwards. It happened a couple of times. I remember one time I went and we were vibing on a dating app. I don't know what dating app it was. Vibing, vibing, vibing. I don't know. My pictures were recent. Maybe she thought I was taller. I have no idea what I did. But I had gone to go to Adventura Mall to go eat sushi by myself. Sometimes I do that when I had time off. And she wanted to see me that night and said, "Do you want to get more sushi?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we met up at a sushi place. So I had, and by the way, guys, never have sushi twice in the same day. That will wreck you. I've never done that again. I'll never do it again. But I had sushi twice in the same day, right? And we went and we met up. She was cute and we talked. I bought, I ordered the food and whatever. And there was another thing we were gonna do. And I should have known it was a red flag because I said, listen, let me know when you want to go to, let's say, to the opera, right? And she looked at me. She said, "You still want to do that?" And I said, "Well, yeah.
hell
Why?
yeah,
Why?
girl.
Yeah. Why not?" And we hugged goodbye. We talked about it, and she never answered my text ever again. And I can't pinpoint anything that I said or did at the date. All I can think of is that she saw me in person. It was just like, ooh. But again, my pictures were recent on my social media. I never catfished anybody. If I was chunky, I was chunky on there. If I was thin, I was thin. You know what I'm saying? So I to this day, whenever I think about it, things like that, I wonder like, what did I do? Just, what did I say something? Was food in my teeth? Did you not like what I ordered? It's curious. I'm curious. But yeah, it happened. It was weird. It was very, very weird. Like you're vibing with somebody. It's very weird.
Yeah, I can't say I've had anything like that happen to me. I usually the few times I got ghosted, it was more or less like a few months into it. Um,
But you're already into it. It wasn't like
yeah, I
directly.
would
It wasn't.
yeah,
It wasn't
it was an
second number
initial
90. It
ghosting.
wasn't 90 seconds, right?
Yeah, it was an initial ghosting. It was a later on ghosting. But whatever. You live and you learn. It
Yeah.
is what
No.
it is.
But it's funny. But you'd love to know. You'd love to know out of curiosity. Whenever you think
I
about
don't
it.
love to know anything. I just want to punch them in the throat and let them remember what
Damn.
happens.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
right. That's right. Damn.
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 This next one, I have ASD and I like records and trains.
ASD. What's ASD?
Uh, s-
I thought is that that's not like ASMR, right? ASD?
it
ASD.
is autism spectrum disorder. I was going to say something with autism.
Oh, I didn't know there was an acronym for that.
I didn't either. Um, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean ASD, the spectrum of autism is so broad. Everybody is autistic to some degree.
In some degree, yeah.
So I don't think, it says causes multifactorial with many uncertain factors. You know what I'm saying? Like it is like it's right here. Frequency. 1 in 100 people around the world have some kind of ASD. Look at that. It says 1 in 100 people. When it's that many people, then it's not really a condition at all, in my
No,
opinion. That is
it's
just
not.
part of it. So it's bull crap. No. So I mean, come on, just whatever. So no, ASD. I don't think that's a deal breaker because I'll just ask. Okay, well, what do you got? Is it something that's doable? Show it to me. I probably wouldn't even care. I'd probably just go into the relationship, and if it did bring up something that's unmanageable, it's probably more a personality thing than it really is the disorder. If I'm going to be real.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I just hate how that disorder is depicted. It's relative to every individual differently.
Yeah. No, of course. But like I said, when it's so high, 1 in 100 people, that means that it's not a disorder at all. It just exists. It is there. That's it. It's part of life now.
Next comment. Do you play Warhammer 40K? It's kind of like the same thing as
Yeah,
saying,
it's
do
video
you do
games.
you play Minecraft? Do
Do you
you
play
play
Minecraft? Do you play
Fortnite?
Fortnite? Do
Do
you want to see Pokemon? I mean, I don't know.
you want to build a snowman?
I exactly no. I don't know if that would be a deal breaker in 60 minutes, the first 60 minutes, unless you're like sitting down and go, good to meet you.
60 seconds.
Seconds, 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
So that's the first question you ask. I mean, is that really going to be a way to ruin a date? Like, does that really ruin a date? The answer would be no. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Unless you went into a string of, well, Warhammer's great in the lore. We can talk about the lore of Warhammer, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a problem. It's just asking, do you play video games? Because I know of a
Yeah.
great video game arcade bars. That's great, kind of a thing. I can see
Yeah.
myself doing that, sitting down saying, what's up, girl? You play video games? No, because I know this great video game bar. It's called Glitch Bar. I love Glitch Bar, and it's a lot of
Still
fun. I
got it.
wanted,
I still gotta go.
huh? You need to go. And it's something I want to do. Right after this date. You want to go? You good? So I guess but that's like asking hobbies, but instead of asking what your hobbies are, which is a stupid question, is kind of just pinpointing it. So clearly, Warhammer is one of my hobbies. Is it your hobby?
I just came up with one just on my own.
What's that?
You ask, where do you see yourself in the next blah 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 time length? And the answer from one of them is in your pants. That could be a definitely bad
It
situation.
could be if they don't have if they don't if well one it's the delivery, you have crazy eyes afterwards, or are you making it funny? And then how it's received? Is it received like stupidly or is it received comically? To break the ice, because I think humor, maybe inappropriate humor, is great to break the ice because it shows you this is my personality. Are you cool with my personality? And if not, get the fuck out of my face.
Hmm.
Kind of a thing. I don't know. Would I do that? No, I don't think so. But something silly like that, I could see that because I wanna enjoy myself. It's about me too.
Me too movement. Yay.
Hashtag
Um,
yes.
Hold on. I gotta shoot this off now.
What? What? Not on the podcast. Do it on your own private time off camera.
No, he's calling me. Now he's yelling at me. He's like, "Bro, pick up your phone."
Okay, well let's wrap it up. We can wrap it up. You can go do your thing. Yeah, it's time to
I'm
wrap it up. Wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. So this was fun, guys. Last of the Nice Guys podcast. How to ruin a dinner date.
Wait, wait, wait. I like this next one.
Okay, one last one.
The one last one. I'm
One
gonna end it on
one
this
last
one.
ride. It's about family.
I don't know what this means. Anyway, I'm Ace. The only thing you can hope to put in my rear is a blue shell in Mario Kart.
Thank you for tuning in to the Last of the Nice Guys podcast. How to ruin your date in 60 seconds special. The next episode should be, I don't know, something. We'll see. Dr. Manny, maybe? Some Dr. Manny specials. Get it out there. See how you're feeling.
I'm in love with Drake.
There you go. Fantastic.
What's your thoughts on Epstein?
That's, yeah.
Where were you on January 6th?
I think a good one would be uh what do you think the shape of the earth is?
Oh, that's just something you've been wanting to do.
Hell yeah. That'd be a great one. That'd be a great one.
I'm not really dating for conversation. It's more about sex.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great.
All right.
All
Well, I
right,
guess
well, let's
that's
wrap it up.
finished.
So I'm Jason. That's Manny.
Manny, bro.
Manny Bro. Last of the Nice
Boom.
Guys podcast as we continue to delay the 100th episode and be consistent about it. Stay tuned for other stuff. I don't know. Dr. Manny, who knows? Thank you for your time.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.